Welcome back to the Old Sun Sports Show. The Old Sun Sports Show is brought to you by the DMV Hype. Check out the DMV Hype if you're trying to take your recruiting to the next level. The Old Sun Sports Show is hosted by yourself, Old Sun. We have a very special guest on the show today. His name is Mr. Ray Gray. He is one of the legendary football players in the state of Maryland for the last 10 decade or so. He ran for over 5,000 yards, still has a place on the all-time rushing leaders in the state of Maryland for Urbana High School, and he currently coaches at Tuscarora High School in Frederick County. Welcome to the show, Mr. Gray.
Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
Absolutely. So tell us, first question I usually ask football people is, what was the first time you picked, what are your first memories of football, like as a kid?
Oh, man. My first memory was, I was probably like 4 or 5 years old. I really wanted to play football, but because of my age at the time, I could not play football. So my dad had signed me up for soccer. While I was playing soccer, football practice was going on right on top of the hill. So it was a big distraction for me. I would not even be practicing. I would just stand there, football practice the whole time. I'm supposed to be engaged in soccer. And that's when my dad, he knew. He was like, I know you don't want to do this, but we're going to, this is good for your feet work, you know what I mean, until you get to that next level, and then you can put the pads on and I've always been a pretty aggressive kid, so they kind of had an idea that, I would be in some type of aggressive sport, and, all my families play football. Richie Anderson, he's my second cousin.
Sherwood legend. Cool. That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Tyree Foreman, he's back at Temple now. Also a family. So football just runs in the family, man. And we've all been just trying to take what we have, our talents, and give it back to the younger generation.
Very good stuff. That's my mission as well too. And that's my story with football is pretty similar to that. I was playing soccer and they realized I was a football guy. So next question, tell us your favorite memories from your high school and college career. You obviously had a pretty distinguished career, as I mentioned earlier. What are your favorite memories?
Man, my favorite memories are just being with the team. There's nothing like a team lift or going out with the guys. My favorite memory is right before a game, man, honestly. Right before a game, and you just look around, and everybody's locked in. Everybody's focused. We all have one task that we need to go accomplish out there. And just, you don't get that feeling, anywhere else, man, And I would say that's the biggest thing that I miss, as a player is just, feeling that emotion. Right before a game, just feeling like you're about to go into battle, and it's just us against them,
Yeah, absolutely right. Good. The game day mentality is second to none. You're right. So next question, we're going to talk a little bit, since you're a coach and you're a distinguished player, we're going to ask some advice for our listeners. What training advice do you have for players? Like what kind of training methods do you do?
There's not. It depends on what you're trying to work on at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You can't just really single out any type of workout. I would say, if you're in the weight room, the main lifts that you should really focus on, especially if you're trying to get to the next level, which is, either college or beyond college, learn how to clean. Squat properly, and I would say just deadlifts too as well.
Yeah.
Deadlift, just explosive lifts.
Explosive lifts. Yeah, I was about to say the same thing.
Football is all about explosion. At the end of the day, so just a lot of explosive lifts, and that's what you do when you get into college anyway. They want to, it's all about cleaning really and squat, and you don't really get into all the stuff you really did back in high school when you get into college.
Good insight. So what about recruiting advice? Do you have any recruiting advice for players trying to get recruited?
Yeah, man. I would just say, of course, your grades, number one. You got to have the grades, in order to get to the next level. But a lot of days coaches are looking beyond just what's on the field. So I would say stay sharp off the field too as well. In class, make sure you're engaged in classes. Coaches go and talk to your teachers. They want to know what you're like in the classroom. They want to know, what is he like outside of, when he's not here with us participating in football. Do I have to worry about it or not? Whether if he has good grades or not. Nobody really wants a hothead or somebody that's going to be a distraction to other people on the team.
Good, very sound advice. Good call. So next, do you have any you sort of answered the question, but do you have any academic advice for young student athletes?
Yeah, just definitely be attentive in class. Sit in the front of the classroom. Make sure the teacher notices you at the end of the day. And as long as you do your work, I mean, you'll accomplish a lot in life. It goes a lot more than just showing up. School really helps you once you get beyond and beyond college and stuff like that. You don't really notice it until you get out into the world.
Yeah, good stuff. So next question. Favorite, do you have a favorite pro team or NFL team or college teams you root for?
I do. I'm a Steelers fan.
Steelers guy, nice.
Yep. And my favorite college team would be Alabama. I'm a huge Alabama fan.
Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, baby. Roll Tide. I love what Nick Saban, he's done. And even before Nick Saban, I grew up an Alabama fan. So it was hard seeing them go down this year. But, I would call this an off year for us,
Yeah, Alabama's always obviously in the mix. Yeah, that's good stuff. I'm a huge Nick Saban fan myself. That's really great. So next question. Someone, I forget who it was, but someone was debating this on Twitter. They made the argument that Frederick County has surpassed the other counties and become the most competitive county in football for the state of Maryland. Would you say that's a fair argument?
I would. I believe that Frederick County's been around for a long time, and if you just go back and look at the pedigree and look at all the guys that have came out and accomplished big things down here in Frederick County, I mean, we're stacked every year.
Yeah.
Every year down here, there's a team in the state championship from Frederick County.
Absolutely right.
And I think the Washington Post should start opening its eyes a little bit more and coming down here and talking a little bit about these guys too as well, because every time I feel like when we go up and play the Montgomery County schools, I mean, I feel like we usually majority of the time get their number.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't speak for, of course, the QOs and Northwest. I really don't remember any of them really coming down here and playing any Frederick County team or us going up there and playing them really.
Yeah.
But when you talk about the Damascuses and the Seneca Valleys and I can go on, but
yeah.
You look at that record, wins and losses, and I believe we have their number on that.
Yeah, for sure. The Frederick had a great season this last year. No state champions, but the league was top to bottom, probably. Like I said, probably arguably the best in Maryland.
Yeah, it was a lot of competition down here this year, and I mean, even Frederick had a couple tough games, and then you see in Oakdale, come back and beat them in the playoffs. So
yeah,
surprise. Shout out to Coach Doc, who was over here at Tuscarora with us now. He was the defensive coordinator at Oakdale last year. So.
All right, cool. So next question I asked, I mentioned that we do a game on the show called Mount Rushmore. We're gonna do we'll go back and forth, pick 4 guys who played their high school football in Maryland. Just remember some dudes, like no wrong answers. Just 4 of the best players you can think of offhand.
Yeah, so, I mean, number 1, of course, on my list, I mean, this is who I grew up watching, is Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody that's kind of around our age is, that's who we all grew up, kind of watching, man.
Yeah.
Playing and growing up around the Montgomery County area, he's definitely on my number one spot. Number two, I'd have to pick Alex Twine. Alex
Alec,
Twine with
good
the
answer.
QO
Twine, the QO guy, the linebacker. Good call.
guy, man. He's coaching at QO now, JV head coach at QO. Went to Maryland. Knows his stuff. Great family friends.
Yeah.
Number three, I would have to go with. I'd have to go with Richie Anderson, of course, my own blood.
Yeah.
Played in the NFL, accomplished a lot of great things. Number four to me, I feel like can really be my number one or number two. I would have to pick Tavon Austin.
Yeah, he was the dude I grew up watching. He was the man.
Yeah, I mean, he's just a freak, man. I mean, I used to run his West Virginia highlight tape like back to back.
Yeah, same. He was unreal.
Yeah.
All right, great Mount Rushmore. So next question, do you have any fun question I ask everyone. Do you do it's your dream Super Bowl party and you're catering. What kind of food's on the menu?
Man, I'm gonna smoke a nice brisket, man.
Smoke a brisket, good call.
Some mac and cheese and man, some queso dip with the meat in it.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with that. And some wings. You gotta have the wings. You know.
Do you have a preferred wing flavor?
Yep. Barbecue, dry rub. I'm a dry rub type of guy.
Dry rub guy, okay.
Old Bay or Louisiana, either or. It doesn't hurt.
Dry rub, good call. And last question: do you have any, I guess, like general words of wisdom for just people and listening to the podcast or young student athletes?
Yeah, man. Just don't give up on your dreams. And get up and work hard every day. The sky's the limit, really, man. But you can only accomplish what you put your mind to.
Yeah.
Hard working is all I want. And I believe if you go out and try to pursue and get better 1% every day, that, you can accomplish anything.
Good rule. The 1% rule is always a favorite of mine. Good call. All right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Ray Gray. He's one of the great players in the last decade in the state of Maryland for high school football, and he's a coach at Tuscarora. He's great interview. Really appreciate having you on, sir.
Hey, I'm glad to be here, man.
It'll be up probably in a day or two. I'll tag you in it for sure and send you the social send your way.
All right, sounds good, brother. Talk to you
peace.
soon, man.
Talk to you soon.